What if I told you that America's favorite midsize truck is no longer made in America? It sounds shocking, but it's true. Toyota, the company known for dependable, long-lasting vehicles, has made a bold decision. The beloved Toyota Tacoma is leaving Texas for Mexico. And this isn't just a one-time shift. This move changes everything. For decades, Toyota trucks have been built in the heart of Texas. In 2003, Toyota opened a massive plant in San Antonio with the promise of delivering made-in-America trucks while creating thousands of jobs for American workers. The San Antonio plant became a source of pride not just for Texans but for the whole country. After all, Toyota wasn't just building trucks. They were building trust with American consumers. Fast forward to today, and the story looks very different. Toyota has now fully shifted Tacoma production to Mexico. This isn't new. Toyota has been building trucks in Mexico since 2004. Back then, production was split. Half of the Tacomas were made in Texas, while the other half rolled out of factories in Mexico. It was a compromise, a way to balance costs while still keeping production local. But now, that balance is gone. In 2023, Toyota announced its biggest move yet, an investment of $1.45 billion to expand its manufacturing operations in Mexico. That means not only is the Tacoma moving south, but the Tundra, Toyota's full-size truck, is also being produced in Mexico. For those who've relied on American-built trucks for decades, this feels like a gut punch. Why Mexico? That's the first question most people ask. The answer is simple: money. Labor in Mexico is significantly cheaper than in the United States. Factories in Mexico can produce trucks at a fraction of the cost, giving Toyota larger profit margins. It's basic economics, but it comes at a price, one that American workers are now paying. For years, Toyota's trucks have been built with a reputation for reliability and quality. American-built Tacomas were known for lasting 200,000 miles or more, earning Toyota die-hard fans who swore by the brand. But now, with production moving south of the border, there's a growing concern about what this shift will mean for quality. And here's where things get interesting. While Toyota saves millions by moving production to Mexico, have they passed those savings on to you, the customer? Not a chance. Toyota's decision to shift production to Mexico isn't about cutting corners. It's about increasing production capacity and maximizing profits. With demand for trucks skyrocketing, Toyota needed a way to build more vehicles faster. Expanding operations in Mexico was their answer. Here's the thing: mid-size and full-size trucks are cash cows for automakers. In recent years, trucks have become not just work vehicles but lifestyle choices. People want trucks that can haul cargo on weekdays and take the family on camping trips on weekends. The Tacoma has been at the center of this trend, outselling every other mid-sized truck for years. By investing heavily in Mexican plants, Toyota is doubling down on trucks. They're not just increasing production, they're gearing up for the future. But there's a twist. They're also shifting focus to hybrid trucks. Hybrids combine a gasoline engine with electric motors, offering better fuel efficiency without sacrificing power. On paper, it sounds like a win-win. But here's the catch: hybrids are far more complex to build than traditional trucks. That's because they require two systems, gasoline and electric, to work seamlessly together. So why does this matter? Because moving production of such complex vehicles to Mexico is a huge gamble. Mexico has a reputation for producing inexpensive products, but it's not exactly known for handling the intricacies of hybrid systems. Toyota is betting big that its Mexican factories can deliver, but for many truck owners, this raises eyebrows. If you've owned a Tacoma or Tundra before, you know what to expect. Solid performance, reliability, and the kind of build quality that makes you feel confident on the road. But when a company starts moving production to save money, customers start asking questions. Is the new Tacoma built in Mexico going to be as reliable as the ones built in Texas? While Toyota's move makes sense on paper, the real losers in this decision are American workers. For years, the San Antonio plant provided thousands of well-paying jobs. It wasn't just about building trucks. It was about supporting families, local businesses, and entire communities. The shift to Mexico means fewer opportunities for American workers, particularly in Texas. And let's face it, losing jobs to a foreign country is a tough pill to swallow. It's not just about economics, it's about pride. Buying a truck built in America used to mean something. It was a way to support local jobs and invest in quality craftsmanship. Now, when you buy a Tacoma or Tundra, you're buying a truck built with cheaper labor. That might not sit well with lifelong Toyota fans who believed in the brand's commitment to quality. And here's another thing to consider. Toyota's move to Mexico comes at a time when truck prices are higher than ever. Think about it. Toyota is paying workers less, spending less on production, and building more trucks than ever before. By all logic, the savings should be passed down to you, but they're not. In fact, the price of a new Tacoma hasn't gone down, it's gone up. Take a base model Tacoma, for example. A few years ago, you could buy one for under $26,000. Today, you're looking at closer to $30,000, and that's just for the base model. If you want a fully loaded Tacoma with all the bells and whistles, you're easily spending over $40,000. So let's get this straight. Toyota is saving money, but you're paying more. How does that add up? The other piece of this puzzle is Toyota's big bet on hybrid trucks. As mentioned earlier, hybrids are more complex than traditional gas-powered vehicles. They combine two systems, gasoline and electric, into one truck, which sounds great for fuel efficiency. But complexity often comes with problems. More systems mean more things that can go wrong. If Toyota's Mexican factories struggle to meet the brand's high-quality standards, customers could see a rise in reliability issues. Let's be clear, Toyota has spent decades building its reputation for durability. The company's trucks are legendary for lasting hundreds of thousands of miles. That's why so many people trust Toyota over other brands. But this shift to Mexico, especially for such complex vehicles, feels like a risky move. After all, hybrid trucks are still new territory. There's no guarantee that Mexico's factories can handle the challenge. And here's the irony. Toyota is expanding production of hybrid trucks in Mexico just as other automakers are moving toward fully electric vehicles. Brands like Tesla, Ford, and Rivian are leading the charge with electric trucks, while Toyota remains focused on hybrids. So what does this mean for Toyota's future? Will hybrids help Toyota stay ahead, or is this shift to Mexico setting them up for failure? And if you think this is the only controversial move Toyota has made lately, wait until you hear about the FJ Cruiser rumors. Could Toyota really be bringing it back? Let's find out in part 2. What if I told you that Toyota is saving millions of dollars on production costs, but you're paying more for the trucks than ever before? It sounds outrageous, but that's exactly what's happening. For decades, the Toyota Tacoma has been the go-to truck for durability and value. It's a truck you can rely on to tackle rugged terrain, haul heavy loads, or clock over 200,000 miles without breaking a sweat. And for that reliability, Toyota buyers were willing to pay a premium. But now, the price tag on a Tacoma has climbed so high that many loyal fans are starting to feel betrayed. Let's break it down. In 2018, a base model Tacoma cost under $26,000. By 2024, the starting price has jumped closer to $30,000. And if you want a fully loaded version, the TRD Pro or Limited, you're looking at spending well over $45,000. This is the same truck that Toyota now builds in Mexico, where labor costs are a fraction of what they were in Texas. You'd think Toyota would pass some of those savings down to you, the buyer, but they haven't. Instead, Toyota is keeping those savings as profit. This raises a troubling question. Why are customers paying more for a truck that costs Toyota less to build? Toyota isn't just keeping prices high, they're also ramping up production. The $1.5 billion investment into their Mexican factories means Toyota can build more Tacomas than ever before. And on paper, that sounds great. More trucks should mean better availability, right? But here's the problem: overproduction. Across the country, dealerships are seeing unsold Tacomas piling up on their lots. Buyers are hesitant to pay premium prices, and as inventory stacks up, dealers are forced to offer discounts just to move the trucks. This creates a vicious cycle. Toyota builds more trucks to justify its investment in Mexico. Unsold inventory starts piling up. Discounts and incentives chip away at the truck's value. For years, Toyota trucks held their value better than almost any other vehicle on the market. That reputation was built on quality, reliability, and demand. But now, Toyota risks undercutting its own brand. When dealerships start slashing prices to clear inventory, it sends the wrong message. Why pay full price for a truck that's just sitting on the lot? And for loyal Toyota fans, the frustration is mounting. You're not just paying more. You're paying more for a truck that doesn't feel as premium as it once did. Beyond rising prices, there's another question on everyone's mind. What happens to Toyota's quality? Toyota trucks have earned a legendary reputation for reliability. A Tacoma made in Texas was a truck you could trust to last for decades. It's the kind of vehicle you hand down to your kids knowing it'll still be running strong. But now production has moved south of the border. For some buyers, that's cause for concern. Here's why. Toyota isn't just building regular Tacomas in Mexico, they're building hybrid trucks. Hybrids are far more complicated than traditional gas-powered vehicles. They combine two systems, gasoline and electric, that need to work seamlessly together. That means more components, more engineering, and more room for things to go wrong. For a factory to build a reliable hybrid, it needs tight quality control and experienced workers. But Mexico doesn't have the same track record for producing advanced, complex vehicles as factories in the United States or Japan. We've already seen early warning signs with the new Toyota Tundra, which is now partially built in Mexico. Tundra owners have reported problems like reliability issues, fit and finish problems, and glitches with electronic systems. For a brand like Toyota, these aren't small problems. Customers don't buy Toyotas for flashy features or cutting-edge tech, they buy them because they last. And that's the real risk here. If Toyota's Mexican-built Tacomas and Tundras start showing quality issues, it won't just hurt their sales, it'll hurt their reputation. One Tacoma owner summed it up perfectly. I've owned Toyotas for years and I never worried about quality, but now, I'm not so sure anymore. When you're spending $30,000, $40,000, or $50,000 on a truck, you expect it to last. If Toyota can't maintain its legendary reliability, customers will start looking elsewhere. So, why is Toyota taking this risk? Why move production of such a critical vehicle to Mexico? The answer lies in Toyota's long-term strategy. Hybrid trucks. While companies like Ford, Tesla, and Rivian are pushing full electric vehicles, Toyota is betting on hybrids as a middle ground. Here's their argument. Hybrids offer better fuel efficiency than gas-powered trucks. They don't require charging stations, making them practical for rural buyers and contractors. They appeal to truck owners who want improved mileage but aren't ready for the limitations of an electric vehicle. On paper, it's a smart move. But here's the problem. Hybrids are a temporary solution in a market that's moving toward fully electric trucks. Look at what Toyota's competitors are doing. Ford is leading the charge with its all-electric F-150 Lightning. Tesla is gearing up to release the futuristic Cybertruck. Rivian has already captured attention with its R1T electric truck. These companies are investing heavily in electric vehicles because they see where the market is headed. If Toyota waits too long to embrace EVs, they risk falling behind. At the same time, hybrids aren't without their problems. Combining gasoline and electric systems makes them far more complex to build and repair. Early hybrid adopters have already reported issues like battery failures, transmission glitches, and higher than expected repair costs. So Toyota is taking a big gamble. They're betting that hybrids will hold the market long enough for them to catch up with electric vehicles. But by building these complex trucks in Mexico, they're taking an even bigger risk on quality. If hybrid Tacomas start having problems, it won't just be a headache for buyers, it'll be a disaster for Toyota. At the heart of Toyota's decision is a dilemma for American truck buyers. Do you trust a Mexican-built Tacoma to deliver the same reliability you've come to expect? Are you willing to pay higher prices for a truck that costs Toyota less to build? For decades, Toyota trucks were seen as a smart investment, vehicles that held their value and stood the test of time. But with rising prices, production shifts, and growing concerns about quality, many loyal buyers are asking, is this still the same Tacoma we've trusted for years? And let's not forget about the American workers. Toyota's move to Mexico isn't just about trucks. It's about jobs, families, and communities. Thousands of workers in Texas are left behind as production shifts south of the border. Toyota's gamble isn't just about hybrid trucks, it's about trust. If they can't deliver the same quality and value that built their reputation, customers will start looking elsewhere. And just when you thought Toyota's decisions couldn't get any more surprising, rumors are swirling about one of their most iconic vehicles, the FJ Cruiser. Is it really making a comeback, or is this just another myth? Let's break it all down in part 3. What if I told you one of Toyota's most iconic vehicles, the FJ Cruiser, might be making a comeback? For years, this rugged, off-road ready SUV has been a legend among Toyota fans. But here's the truth. While the rumors are flying, Toyota has remained silent. Let's take a closer look at the story. The FJ Cruiser first hit the market in 2006 as a bold homage to the legendary FJ40 Land Cruiser from the 1960s. It looked tough, drove even tougher, and quickly earned a reputation as a go-anywhere off-roader. With its boxy design, round headlights, and powerful V6 engine, the FJ Cruiser stood out in a sea of cookie-cutter SUVs. But despite its fan base, the FJ Cruiser didn't sell in massive numbers. By 2014, Toyota made the difficult decision to pull the plug on production in the United States. In its final year, Toyota sold just over 11,000 units, a far cry from the numbers needed to justify keeping it in production. Now, nearly a decade later, rumors are spreading like wildfire that the FJ Cruiser is coming back in 2025. Some claim Toyota is preparing a next-generation FJ to compete with vehicles like the Jeep Wrangler and the Ford Bronco. Others say the new FJ will be a hybrid or even fully electric, a modern twist on the original off-road beast. Here's the reality. Toyota hasn't confirmed a thing. In fact, when pressed about the rumors, Toyota has denied any plans to bring back the FJ Cruiser. So why do people keep talking about it? The answer is simple. Nostalgia. The FJ Cruiser is one of those vehicles that people love to remember. It's a vehicle that sparks memories of off-road adventures, camping trips, and a time when SUVs were built to take a beating. But nostalgia can be deceiving. If the FJ Cruiser really were to come back, it wouldn't look or drive anything like the original. The original FJ Cruiser was a product of its time. It had a naturally aspirated V6 engine, a rugged four-wheel drive system, and the kind of no-nonsense design that made it a favorite among off-road enthusiasts. But it also had its flaws that wouldn't fly in today's market. The biggest issue? Fuel economy. The FJ Cruiser was a gas guzzler, plain and simple. With its big engine and boxy design, the FJ struggled to deliver decent miles per gallon. In today's world of stricter emission regulations and rising fuel costs, that kind of inefficiency wouldn't stand a chance. Let's imagine Toyota did bring back the FJ Cruiser, but replaced the V6 with a turbocharged four-cylinder to improve fuel efficiency. That might solve the gas mileage problem, but it wouldn't be the same vehicle. The raw power, the growl of the engine, the rugged feel, that's what made the FJ special. A turbocharged engine might deliver better performance on paper, but it wouldn't capture the spirit of the original. And that's exactly what happened with the Land Cruiser. Toyota brought back the legendary nameplate, but it's no longer the big V8-powered beast that people remember. Instead, the new Land Cruiser is smaller, lighter, and powered by a turbocharged engine. It's a fine vehicle, but it's not the same. If Toyota brought back the FJ Cruiser, they'd face the same challenge. The FJ wouldn't just need to meet fuel economy standards, it would also need to comply with safety regulations and modern consumer expectations. That means more technology, more creature comforts, and a more refined driving experience. But here's the problem. At what point does the FJ Cruiser stop being an FJ Cruiser? Here's where things get interesting. If Toyota really wanted to bring back the FJ Cruiser, there's one way they could do it. Make it fully electric. It might sound far-fetched, but electric off-road vehicles are already starting to make waves in the market. Companies like Rivian and Tesla have proven that electric power can work off-road. Electric motors deliver instant torque, which is perfect for climbing rocks, navigating muddy trails, or hauling heavy loads. An electric FJ Cruiser could solve the biggest problems that killed the original. Fuel economy would no longer be an issue. Emissions, zero. Off-road capability, electric motors could make it even better. But there's a catch. Toyota has been hesitant to fully embrace electric vehicles. While companies like Ford and Tesla are leading the charge with electric trucks and SUVs, Toyota remains focused on hybrids. Take the BZ4X, for example, Toyota's first real foray into the electric SUV market. It's a decent vehicle, but it hasn't exactly set the world on fire. Toyota's electric strategy has been cautious, to say the least. So while an electric FJ Cruiser sounds great in theory, it's unlikely to happen anytime soon. Toyota simply hasn't shown the same commitment to EVs that its competitors have. If Toyota ever does bring back the FJ Cruiser, it's far more likely to be a hybrid, a compromise between the old gas-guzzling V6 and the electric future. But would a hybrid FJ Cruiser be enough to satisfy fans of the original? The FJ Cruiser is a vehicle that fans love to remember. It's easy to look back at it with rose-tinted glasses and imagine how great it would be to see it back on the road. But nostalgia can be misleading. The reality is that the FJ Cruiser wasn't a sales success. If it had been, Toyota would have never stopped building it. In its final years, buyers simply weren't interested in a big, gas-guzzling SUV, even one as cool and capable as the FJ Cruiser. If Toyota were to bring it back, they'd have to completely reinvent it. It would need to be smaller, lighter, and more fuel efficient. It would need advanced safety features, modern technology, and probably a hybrid or electric powertrain. At that point, is it even the same vehicle? Or is it just a modern SUV with an old name slapped on the back? That's the challenge Toyota faces. The name FJ Cruiser carries weight, but the vehicle itself would need to change so much that it might not feel like an FJ at all. And let's be honest, Toyota isn't going to bring back a vehicle that doesn't make financial sense. The FJ Cruiser is loved by enthusiasts, but it was never a mainstream success. Toyota is focused on hybrids, trucks, and vehicles that sell in big numbers. The truth is, the FJ Cruiser isn't coming back, at least not in the way fans want. While fans dream about the FJ Cruiser, Toyota has its eyes on something else: hybrid trucks and profits. Toyota's strategy is clear. Expand hybrid production to meet fuel efficiency demands. Move production to Mexico to lower costs and increase output. Keep prices high to maximize profits. It's a bold plan, but it's not without risks. Moving production to Mexico raises concerns about quality. Doubling down on hybrids means Toyota risks falling behind in the electric vehicle race. And through it all, loyal Toyota fans are left asking, where is the Toyota we used to know? But Toyota isn't the only automaker making big moves. Rivian, Ford, and Tesla are pushing electric trucks that could change the game entirely. Can Toyota keep up, or is the competition about to leave them in the dust? We'll break it all down in Part 4. While Toyota focuses on hybrids and moves production to Mexico, its competitors are charging full speed ahead with fully electric trucks and SUVs. Companies like Ford, Tesla, and Rivian are already making waves in the electric market, leaving many to wonder, can Toyota keep up, or is the competition about to leave them in the dust? Let's start with Ford. Ford shocked the industry when it unveiled the F-150 Lightning, an all-electric version of America's best-selling truck. Ford took what people love about the F-150, its practicality, capability, and familiar design, and electrified it. The result? A truck that's just as capable as its gas-powered sibling, but with the added benefits of instant torque and zero emissions. The F-150 Lightning isn't just a niche product, it's a serious player. With towing capabilities of up to 10,000 pounds and a driving range of over 300 miles, it's proven that electric trucks can be tough, capable, and ready for work. Then there's Tesla. Say what you will about Elon Musk, but Tesla's Cybertruck has everyone talking. Love it or hate it, the Cybertruck looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, and it's packed with features that appeal to a new generation of truck buyers. Its bulletproof stainless steel body, powerful electric drivetrain, and futuristic design make it unlike anything else on the road. Tesla also has one major advantage: its supercharger network. While other automakers are still working to build out charging infrastructure, Tesla owners already have access to a reliable, widespread network of fast chargers. That's a game changer for electric truck buyers who need to recharge quickly. And then there's Rivian, the upstart that's quickly becoming a major player in the electric truck space. Rivian's R1T pickup is a favorite among outdoor enthusiasts and tech-savvy buyers. With its rugged design, impressive off-road capabilities, and clever features like the gear tunnel for extra storage, the R1T is redefining what an electric truck can be. Rivian may not have the history of Ford or Toyota, but it's capturing the attention of buyers who want something new, exciting, and eco-friendly. So where does this leave Toyota? While Toyota is still focused on hybrids, the rest of the market is moving toward fully electric vehicles. Ford, Tesla, and Rivian are proving that electric trucks can be practical, powerful, and appealing to buyers. If Toyota doesn't adapt quickly, it risks falling behind in a market that's changing faster than ever. Toyota's approach to electric vehicles has been cautious, to say the least. While other automakers are racing to electrify their lineups, Toyota has remained focused on hybrids, vehicles that combine gasoline engines with electric motors. On paper, Toyota's strategy makes sense. Hybrids are practical, affordable, and don't require the kind of infrastructure that fully electric vehicles need. In rural areas where charging stations are few and far between, hybrids are a logical choice. But here's the problem. Hybrids are a short-term solution in a market that's rapidly moving toward full electrification. Governments around the world are setting stricter emission standards and even planning to ban gas-powered vehicles entirely in the coming decades. Take the United States, for example. States like California have already announced plans to phase out the sale of gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Automakers that aren't prepared for this shift will find themselves scrambling to catch up. And while Toyota continues to push hybrids, its competitors are already laying the groundwork for a fully electric future. Companies like Ford, Tesla, and Rivian aren't just selling electric vehicles, they're building the infrastructure, the technology, and the customer base needed to dominate the market. Meanwhile, Toyota's first real attempt at an electric SUV, the BZ4X, failed to impress. Critics pointed to its limited range, lackluster performance, and uninspired design. For a company that's been a leader in hybrid technology for decades, Toyota's first electric vehicle felt like a missed opportunity. So why is Toyota dragging its feet on EVs? Part of the reason is their belief that the market isn't ready. Toyota's leadership has argued that electric vehicles aren't practical for many buyers, especially in areas where charging infrastructure is lacking. Instead, Toyota believes hybrids are the best solution for now, allowing buyers to save on fuel without sacrificing convenience. It's a logical argument, but it's also a risky one. By focusing on hybrids, Toyota is betting that customers will stick with them while the rest of the industry moves forward. The automotive industry is changing faster than ever before. What worked 5 years ago might not work tomorrow, and companies that fail to adapt risk being left behind. Toyota's slow approach to EVs has many experts worried. While hybrids have served them well in the past, they're not enough to compete in a market that's moving toward full electrification. Ford, Tesla, and Rivian are already proving that electric trucks and SUVs can be successful. The F-150 Lightning, Cybertruck, and R1T are attracting buyers who want the latest technology, impressive performance, and zero emissions. And it's not just new players that Toyota needs to worry about. Legacy automakers like General Motors and Volkswagen are also making aggressive moves into the electric market. GM's Chevy Silverado EV and GMC's Hummer EV are already creating buzz, while Volkswagen is investing billions to electrify its entire lineup. If Toyota continues to focus on hybrids while the competition races ahead with EVs, they risk losing market share. And once customers start switching to brands like Ford, Tesla, or Rivian, it's going to be hard to win them back. Toyota's reputation for reliability and innovation has kept them at the top of the market for decades. But reputation alone isn't enough to compete in an industry that's being reshaped by electric technology. The question is, can Toyota adapt quickly enough to keep up? Toyota isn't doomed. Far from it. The company still has one of the most loyal customer bases in the industry, and their trucks and SUVs continue to sell well. But if they want to stay competitive in the years ahead, they need to make some big changes. Fully commit to EVs. Hybrids are a good short-term solution, but Toyota needs to invest heavily in fully electric vehicles. That means developing new platforms, improving battery technology, and offering electric trucks and SUVs that can compete with Ford, Tesla, and Rivian. Build charging infrastructure. One of the biggest barriers to EV adoption is the lack of charging stations. Toyota should partner with companies to expand charging networks, especially in rural areas where their trucks are most popular. Win back customer trust. Moving production to Mexico has left a bad taste in the mouths of many loyal Toyota buyers. Toyota needs to prove that their Mexican-built trucks can match the quality and reliability that customers expect. If Toyota can make these changes, they have a real chance to compete in the electric future. But if they stick with hybrids and slow-walk their EV strategy, they risk falling behind. Toyota is at a crossroads. The company that once revolutionized the car industry with hybrids now finds itself playing catch-up as competitors push forward with fully electric vehicles. Moving production to Mexico might save them money, but it's also raised questions about quality, loyalty, and customer trust. The coming years will determine Toyota's fate. Will they adapt to the electric revolution, or will they be left behind as companies like Ford, Tesla, and Rivian lead the way? The choice is theirs. What do you think? Is Toyota's bet on hybrids a smart move, or are they falling behind in the electric truck race? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on the car market. Thanks for watching.